YouTube, what is good with y'all, man? So it's been a little minute. I know I ain't dropped a video since like Thursday, Wednesday, something like that. I really don't have no excuse other than like I've been working for real. I got a second job, so I've been doing that on a weekend, where I usually would have did a video on Saturday. I was asleep because I had to work for my other job at like 10 o'clock at night or whatever. So yeah, man, I got a little second job to help fund evals, just in case, we end up having a rough month or whatever the case may be. But so far, we're not doing too bad, bro. Still stuck in eval jail. I'm not gonna lie. I keep losing, bro. I cannot just win 2-3 days in a row, bro. It is frying me right now. Because I'm so used to winning like 2, 3, 4 days in a row. That like, usually, bro, I'll be like, done. Like, I usually would be done with the evals by now, bro. I've been on these evals for 9 days. 9 days, man. 9 days not making no money. So, hey, it is what it is. As long as you stay disciplined and stick to the plan, we should pass these. So yeah, bro. So let's go ahead and get into this journal entry. I'm gonna read my journal entry for Thursday, and then I'm not gonna lie, I must have skipped a page. I forgot to do my journal entry for Friday, but I know everything that I did on Friday. So I'm gonna read Thursdays, I'm gonna read Fridays, and I'm gonna read today's all in this video. So let's get right into it. So April 30th, that was Thursday. The instrument we was trading was NQ. I had some good sleep. 10 out of 10 on the energy and the sleep portion. What was my mental state? My mental state was, my bad, y'all. We about to hear this train. 1 second. Bro, and it's about to rain. So let me hurry up before we got to move inside while this weather's still decent. All right, boom. So my mental state. I was calm. I was focused. I was a little depressed, a little sad. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I was just having a rough week. It wasn't a very good week for me in terms of like, not the charts, but in terms of real life. So, boom. What was the pre-market plan? So my pre-market plan, I was looking for some displacement up or down. We had Asia highs above and we had London lows below. I said I kind of wanted to see shorts off of open because we inversed a 5-minute. We created a balanced price range while rejecting out of a 1 hour bearish gap. And then we retraced into the BPR, but I didn't trust the 8:30 a.m. manipulation. So when the setup happened, it was like 8:29 and it was still pre-market. So I didn't enter on that trade. If I would have entered that trade, I would have literally been done for the day in seconds. Genuinely seconds. Like, bro, the chart just ripped down. So, but my bias for the day, I was still leaning a little bit short, especially seeing us pop down off of open. So the trade that I took was, I think we retraced. So we retraced into a 5 or 15 minute gap. And then we had good displacement inversing I think I got in off of a 5-minute inversion. I gotta start pulling up the charts again. I'm not gonna lie. I got in off of a 5-minute inversion, targeting London lows. Oh, you know what? Yeah, so look, there was an inversion, plus we were rejecting off of orb lows at the same time, right? So we inversed, then we went back up, retested the inverse while also rejecting that our orb lows. So that gave me enough confidence to get in shorts right there. So I got in shorts. It went all the way down to London lows pretty easily. So my daily result was 1 win. I made $11.94 on that trade. So that trade brought me out of drawdown. So I was back up. And then my lesson for the day is just take A+ trades with conviction. I didn't, like, at first when I was looking at it, I didn't really have that much conviction in it. and that almost made me miss my entry. But then I seen like we had a little bit of displacement, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get in off the displacement. What was my self-grading? Discipline, 10 out of 10. Patience, 10 out of 10, because I waited because I missed my original setup at market open, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up waiting like another, I think I waited till 9, 9:10, 9:30 before I even got in the trade around there. So my patience was on 10. My execution was on 10. What did I do wrong when I was trading? When I was journaling this, I couldn't really think of anything that I did wrong at the time. Like, I still can't really think of anything I did wrong. I saw the A+ setup. I got in. I sized appropriately. I took one trade. So I kind of put nothing for that one. And then what did I do right? So I faded my first trade at market open, and I stayed patient for the orb until we broke out and retraced into a 1 minute. Now that 1 minute was also overlapping the orb and that 5 minute, and just the orb and that 5 minute, right? So I got in off of that. It was great. Did I follow my plan? Yes, I did. Did I overtrade? No, I did not. And was my bias correct? Yes, it was. So the key lesson for Thursday was just patience and execution. So yeah, that was Thursday. Now for Friday, we finna have to go off the dome because I forgot to write Friday down. I think I had a busy day at work or something, so I forgot to do it. But so for Friday, I took a trade up to all-time highs. So we had created, I think we created like relative equal highs. It was like two highs stacked on top of each other. I took a 15-minute with I want to say a 1 minute inversion. I took that up to those highs. But because it was Friday, like I don't like to trade full size on Fridays, because Fridays I usually get chopped up. Same with Monday. Don't know why I traded with full size today, but you know, we'll get into that in a minute. So Fridays I don't like to trade with full size. So I traded with about I think I risked like $219 on the trade, made $350. So that brought the balance on each of the accounts up to $1,000. So I was pretty hopeful, you know, that we would pass this week. I'm still pretty hopeful. I just got to keep being disciplined. Like I said, pick A+ setups. Don't crash out. Don't do nothing stupid. So Friday, what did I do right? I just sized down, sized appropriately, took the trade with conviction, and that's it for Friday. That was like a profit of like $350, $340 after commissions and fees and all that. So then boom, we're gonna go to today, May 4th, trading all-time highs once again. Bro, I absolutely hate trading all-time highs, man. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. It is one of the most stressful things, bro. Like, it's either we're going up and then we're just gonna continue to rip up, or chart don't know what they want to do and we just start nuking down and we don't go up. Like, it's just confusing, bro. I really like, every time I see all-time highs, bro, I just automatically assume long, you know what I'm saying? Because the trend is such, you know what I'm saying, it's such a bullish trend, you know? So that was my bias for today. My mental state was calm. I had 10 out of 10 sleep, 10 out of 10 energy. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. It's not a Zen, trust, it's not nicotine. I got these little caffeine pouches, bro. And they it's caffeine, bro. And these, bro, they low-key gas. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But look, I'm getting distracted. What the heck? Oh my God. All right. So, my mental state, it was calm. My sleep was a 10 out of 10. So for my pre-market plan, I didn't really have too much of a pre-market plan today. I just kind of wanted to see continuation longs up because we're in all-time highs, and usually it's always continuation longs and all-time highs. So that's what I was looking for, was up to London highs. So the trade that I took the trade because we were bouncing out of a 1 hour plus a 4 hour gap on NQ. I got in the trade after we inversed the hourly gap up top. So there was an hourly gap above us on NQ that we ended up inversing. So I got in off of the inversion. Plus we were respecting orb highs. So look, right? We inversed on the 4 hour. I mean, on the 1 hour, sorry. Inversed on the 1 hour. After we inversed on the 1 hour, we closed outside of the orb on the 5 minute. And then we retested the orb on the 5 minute, and we were starting to get some buying pressure up out of it, right? So I entered the trade off of that. I put my stops at about the midpoint of the orb. Now, where I messed up was I should have waited for us to retest the IFVG before I entered. So I entered right off the inversion plus the 5 minute with the orb. But what I should have waited was for that hourly to go retest that IFVG. And that's what I usually do on the lower time frame, but I kind of just had a trigger finger today, you know. So my lesson number 1 was to be more patient and either have size on Monday or don't take a trade on Monday, because this is like the 3rd, 4th week in a row that I've lost on a Monday. So might just have to cut Mondays out and lower my trade frequency from 5 days a week to 4 days a week. So my daily result for the day was 1 loss, minus 537. I took the 1 trade today. That was all I took. My self-grading, I'm going to give myself 10 out of 10 on discipline, because I really wanted to take another trade. I really wanted to take another trade, I'm not going to lie. Stop myself from doing so. So, you know, we didn't take that other trade. So I want to give myself discipline 10 out of 10. Patience, 7 out of 10. I definitely could have did better waiting for that IFVG to be retraced into before I took it. And then execution, 8 out of 10. I didn't really feel the setup. I seen the setup and I was like, okay, I like this. Got in. The reason my execution ain't 10 out of 10 is because, like I said, I could have waited on that IFVG. So that just kind of blends in with the patience thing. What else? What did I do wrong today? So I didn't wait for proper confirmation after inversing the hourly. I got in way too fast, and I also forgot to mark out previous day highs. So there was a 5 minute gap overlapped with previous day highs. Now, if I would have waited for that to happen, I could have potentially caught shorts, because we reject, like, if y'all look at the chart right now, we literally rejected off of 5. Once we tapped that 5 minute and swept out previous day highs, we literally nuked. We nuked all the way down to my original sell side level that I kind of wanted to see us. Like, I didn't really want to see us go to it, but it was kind of an idea, you know. What did I do right today? I was patient enough to wait for the orb to form, plus inverse the hourly gap. I was patient enough to wait for that 5 minute to retest the orb as well. Did I follow my plan? Yes, I did. Was my bias correct? No, it was not. Did I overtrade? No, I did not. What was my key lesson for the day? Do not get in off the straight inverse unless the buying pressure is super strong. So the buying pressure, it was mid. I'm not going to lie. The buying pressure was really mid. It was mainly, bearish overall. Besides the fact that we are in an all-time highs. So like bullish trend, yeah, but like the candles themselves were kind of bearish on the 5 minute. The hourly, before the hourly closed, it kept getting wicked. Like we kept rejecting before we ended up actually inversing it. So it was just kind of like, I could have just been a little bit more discretionary in terms of waiting and patience and stuff like that. So yeah, y'all, that is how my last 3 trading days went. We are up only $500 on each of the accounts. I still got to make $2,500, and I still got a 40% consistency rule. So that means that I need, I got to win. I got to make a band, and then I got to make like 500 on a separate day. Because I can't go higher than 1,200 in a single day. So yeah, we're going to be hopefully we can pass this week. We got Tuesday, we got Wednesday, we got Thursday. Usually those are my good trading days. My bad, y'all. Camera ran out of storage. So I'm gonna have to do that too. Clear this out. But yeah, so yeah, I'm hoping I pass this week. If I don't pass this week, as long as I don't blow the accounts, I'm cool. Honestly, getting kind of tired of being on these evals. Not gonna lie, bro. But like I said, been on them for 9 days at this point, and I have never been on an eval this long ever in my life. It's either 2 days, 1 day, or blow it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess being on these evals this long is, you know, giving me, I don't know, some type of lesson, bro. Just be patient, bro. But oh my God, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand the agony. Like, I've never had to wait this long to make money, bro. Ever, bro. And it's low-key frying me. But it's all right. We're going to pass these. We're going to make this money in. You know, hopefully, you know, we get this 10K payout this month. If not this month, at least like a little 5K some. At least the eval costs. As long as I get my money back for the evals, I don't even care. So yeah, man, I'll see y'all tomorrow or on Wednesday, something like that. I ain't gonna lie, life been kind of picking up in terms of work. So, you know, we running up some paper from the 9 to 5. So yeah, man, I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.